Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys, boys and girls. Yes, we're heading to the holiday. We are heading into the holiday. And welcome back to our channel. We are going to have a great conversation today. I had to personally, get back from some things and kind of watch the news. We had so much stuff that been going on. 2020 has already been crazy, but it keeps getting crazier, so to speak. It keeps getting crazier. And so today, we have a nice talk today on our channel, Inspirational Minutes with David. We're gonna talk about some things that need to be talked about. We're gonna talk about some things that have been going on all year round 2020. Today, our video, Inspirational Minutes with David, is properly titled Warning, WarFEAR. Oh, wait. Did that kind of go over your head? Warning, war, WAR, capital F, capital E, capital AR, exclamation marks many times behind the R. Not warfare, warfare, same thing, right? Because we are at war. You are at war. I'm at war. You at war. We're at war. And we're at war over our thoughts, our way of life, our minds, our bodies, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. We are at war. I mean, wow. You haven't figured that out yet? You haven't figured that out November the 11th month into 2020? That we are at war? And the war that we in, they're playing on our fears. Our fears. They're playing on our fears. War, fear. There's a lot of fear that's been put out this year. The fear been going on for a minute. It made me laugh because it's been going on for a minute. But 2020, they ramped it up. They ramped it up with more fear. Fear porn. Fear. War on your mind, on your way of life, and all aspects and facets of you. Fear. And it's amazing that, we have, oh my God, we have freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. And words only. Because anytime a person try to speak upon it, wake up the masses about the war that we're in. The war that we're in. Obliviously in. Unconsciously in. A lot of us not even aware of it. We get shut down. We get censored. We get taken off. It's not true. No. They don't want you to think critically. They don't want you to be a critical thinker. Like I've been telling you, all this year. Keep the blinders on and keep walking alone, chasing the plastic carrot. I thought about it, had some things. It was this doctor, Roger Hopkinson. Look him up. Said something a couple days ago. They shutting him down. He put too much out there. And, it made me laugh because, the truth is always in the joke. He said the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on an unsuspecting public. He is Dr. Roger Hopkinson, Cambridge-trained pathologist. He blasts, the C, certification of vaccine ID, measures as outrageous in a private meeting with Canadian officials. I'm gonna just read a little bit about it. First of all, he said masks are utterly useless. Social distancing is useless, and all tests should stop. He was in a secret Zoom recording, top Canadian pathologist whose company sells, certification of vaccine 19 PCR tests, blast those responsible for lockdown and masses. He called it, the C19, a bad flu, and says a positive test does not mean infection, and that all testing should stop. A video appeared on social media November the 17th, described as a private audio recording of a meeting held in Alberta, Canada last week. One hears the British voice of Dr. Roger Hopkinson, who proceeds to decimate certification of vaccine ID 19 measures as deadly, false, and literally outrageous. Now, I have a transcript of what was said, ladies and gentlemen. He said, I'm a medical specialist in pathology, which includes virology. I trained at Cambridge University in the UK. I'm an ex-president of the pathology section of the Medical Association. I was previously an assistant professor in the Faculty of Medicine, doing a lot of teaching. I was the chairman of the Royal College of Physicians of Canada Explanation Committee in Pathology in Ottawa. But more to the print, I'm currently the chairman of a biotechnology company in North Carolina, the States, selling the certification of vaccine ID test. Now, there's so much fear going on. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much fear going on, and you have to be a critical thinker. I'm not here to sway anybody any type of way, north, south, east, or west. I'm only here to detonate the brain. I'm only here to blow up that brain. I'm only here to spread love, letting out vulnerable emotions. I'm only here to test your thinking. I'm only here to rev up and to get you, when the wheels start rolling around in your head and you be more of a critical thinker. I'm only here for you to question everything, even the things that we talk about in our videos. He goes on to say, the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on an unsuspecting public. He said there is absolutely nothing that can be done to contain this virus other than protecting older, more vulnerable people. It should be thought of as nothing more than a bad flu season. This is not Ebola. It's not SARS. It's politics playing medicine, and that's a very, dangerous game. There is no action of any kind needed other than what happened last year when we felt unwell. We stayed home. We took chicken noodle soup. We didn't visit Granny. And we decided when we should return to work. We didn't need anyone to tell us. Masks are utterly useless, he says. There is no evidence based on their effectiveness whatsoever. Paper masks and fabric masks are simply virtue signaling. They're not even worn effectively most of the time. It's utterly ridiculous. Seeing those unfortunate, uneducated people. I'm not saying that in a pejorative sense, like, to rag on them or anything of their knowledge. Seeing these people walking around, these lemmings, obeying without any knowledge, without any critical thinking base to put the mask on the face. Social distancing is also useless because certification of vaccine ID is spread by aerosols, which travel 30 meters or so before landing. Enclosures have such terrible unintended consequences. Everywhere should be open tomorrow, as well as stated in the Great Barrington Declaration that I calculated prior to this coming into this meeting, he goes on to say. In a word on testing, I do want to emphasize that I'm in the business of testing for the certification of vaccine ID. I do want to emphasize that positive test results do not, he underlined in neon, by the way, mean a clinical infection. It's simply driving public hysterical. And all testing should stop unless you're presenting to hospital with some respiratory problem. All that should be done is to protect the vulnerable and to give them all in the nursing homes that are under your control. Get them all 300 to 500 international units of vitamin D every day, which has been shown to radically reduce the likelihood of the infection. And I will remind you that using the province's own statistics, that the risk of death under 65 in this province is 1 in 300,000. 1 in 300,000. 1 in 300,000. You got to get a grip on this, he says. He goes on to say, the scale of the response that you are undertaking with no evidence for is utterly ridiculous, given the consequences of acting in a way that you are proposing. All kinds of suicides, businesses closures, funerals, weddings, etc. It's simply outrageous. He said it's simply outrageous. It's just another bad flu, and you got to get your minds around that. Let people make their own decisions. You should be totally out the business of medicine. You've been led down the garden path by the Chief Medical Officer of Health for this province. I am absolutely outraged that this has reached this level. It should all stop tomorrow. Thank you very much. Wow. I guess he dropped the mic at that point of the presentation. Dr. Hopkinson, and you can look him up. Hodkinson. WarFEAR. Fear. I did a video about fear. Fear. Fake expectations appearing real. Fear. A lot of us are afraid of our own potentials that we was blessed with from birth. Fear. Fear is a expectations that seem real, just hovering over a lot of people's lives and their minds and their hearts and their spirits. Fear. They're gripped by fear. That's why they can't change. They're gripped by fear. That's why they give excuses. They're gripped by fear. That's why they stay comfortable where they're at mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. They're stuck in fear. Now, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wow, imagine this. They're stuck in fear already. And there's a war on fear? Warfare. Wow. This mindset, people, that, I'm trying to get you on. This mindset is to get out of your fears. Evolve. Because if you're not evolving, you're dying. Evolve. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, evolve. Evolve. I can't stress it enough. I can't stress it enough. Evolve. Warfare. Let it go. And go to war with self to better self. Go to war with yourself. Go to war with your goddamn self and make it better. Please. If you made it this far in our video, hit the subscribe button. I get a little passionate at times. I can't help it. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. And, that'll let you know when we put another Inspirational Minutes with David for our videos so we can have this conversation. Hit the like button. It helps the channel to grow. Comment. Talk to me. Give me your comments. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Follow me. Facebook, The Fly Optician. Instagram, _Fly_Optician. My name is David. I am The Fly Optician. Fly. I am. First love yourself. Optician. I'm going to help you see better. I'm going to read this. I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm going to read it. And just think about it for me, please. It say, put 8 monkeys in a room. In the middle of the room is a ladder, Ladder, leading to a bunch of bananas hanging from a hook on the ceiling. Okay, just picture that, people. Each time a monkey tries to climb the ladder, all the monkeys are sprayed with ice water, which makes them miserable. Soon enough, whenever a monkey attempts to climb the ladder, all the other monkeys, not wanting to be sprayed on, set upon him and beat him up. Soon, and very soon, none of the 8 monkeys ever attempts to climb the ladder ever again. One of the original monkeys is then removed, and a new monkey is put in the room. Seeing the bananas on the ladder, he wonders why none of the other monkeys are doing the obvious. It's right there. Just go up there and get it. I know that's what he's thinking. But undaunted, he immediately begins to climb the ladder. All the other monkeys fall upon him and beat his ass silly, and he has no idea why. However, he no longer attempts to climb the ladder. A second original monkey is removed and replaced. The newcomer again attempts to climb the ladder, but all the other monkeys hammer the crap out of him. This includes the previous new monkey, who is grateful that he's not on the receiving end this time. He just glad he's not even on the receiving end, so he get his little fearful butt. Fear, there we go. Warfare. He get his fearful butt. He participated in the beating because all the other monkeys are doing it. However, he has no idea why he's attacking the new monkey. One by one, all the original monkeys are replaced. 8 new monkeys are now in the room. None of them ever been sprayed by ice water. Well, it's cold. None of them attempt to climb the ladder. All of them will enthusiastically, purposely, they think, without anybody telling them to, beat up any new monkey who tries without having any idea why. They lost their critical thinking. You see people, you see family, you see, wow, this is how traditions, religion, ethnic profiling, racism get established and followed. Think twice. Think twice before following a tradition. Be a critical thinker. Question everything. Think twice before following a tradition, religion, or negative ethnic profiling. It will make more sense if you get your own understanding to it. I hope that story reached someone today. And remember, if I love you, I then in return love myself. If I love you, in return, I love myself. If I love you, I'm going to say it again, then you love me. And if you love me, in return, I love myself. You see how they go? You see how they go? It drops any type of fear that you may have. Any type of fear that you may have. Because you will realize that the war is to better yourself and to evolve. I love you. I love you in truth. Peace.